morning, what's going on? Quick question of the day this Sunday morning. Ruts. I'm stuck in a rut. How do I get out of being stuck in a rut? This guy is not stuck in a rut today. He is having a bloody rockin' good day on the water. It's just him. Fantastic. Stuck in a rut. Two principles you want to know about the way the universe works. There's two principles that I want to share today. Rhythm and polarity. Everything in the universe has rhythm and polarity. From the subatomic particles, electrons have rhythm, atoms have rhythm, the single-celled organisms have rhythm, planets and stars in the solar system and in the cosmos have rhythm, they have an orbital rhythm. Human beings have rhythm, the body has a rhythm about it. Our breath is a rhythm, our heartbeat is a rhythm. If you're a female and every 28 days you have a rhythm. On top of a rhythm, everything has a polarity. Everything has a positive side and a negative side. The whole universe is made up of complementary opposites. If you could draw rhythm and polarity in 2 dimensions on a piece of paper, here's what it would look like. It looks like a fucking infinity sign. Funny that. If center point on the x-axis is neutrality, one side is positivity, the other side is negativity. These are the polarities on the x-axis. The perpetual motion relative to the center point is rhythm. It's universal rhythm. Everything in the whole entire universe has a rhythm about it. Starting from singularity, as we move out, we build. Then as the cycle returns, it collapses in on itself and we destroy. Build and destroy. Build and destroy is perpetual. It's always going to be happening. In nature, to go and build a house, you need to go and destroy a bunch of trees, get the wood, and build the house. Destroy the trees, go and build the house. Eventually, over time and distance, the house will wear down, it will become a shitbox, I'll have to knock it down, destroy it, and then go and build something better. Welcome to evolution. This is evolutionary growth in the universe. The universe has polarity and rhythm to help us evolve. So the first thing is, if you think you're going to escape this, that's a fantasy, that's not real. You're never going to escape rhythm and polarity. There'll always be cycles in your life. But if you have a feeling that you're stuck in a rut, it's probably because you're doing the same rhythm and the same polarities over and over and over in slightly different forms and you're bored. And if you don't grow, if you don't evolve, if you don't go to the next concentric ring of awareness and influence and consciousness, you'll be stuck in a rut. You'll be living like an animal. The origin of the word rut is an annually recurring sexual excitement in animals. Animal mating season. That's what a rut is. If you guys have been here for a while watching these mini lessons, you'll know my pendulum diagram. You'll know my soul, senses, angel, and animal diagram. It's a pendulum. We build, we destroy. We build, we destroy. We build, we destroy. We go back and forth. The more we live by our senses like an animal, the more we go back and forth. And if you take a look around society, maybe your friends and family, you'll know who's living like an animal because they're doing the same back and forth for years and years and years. Another way of saying build is fertility. Another way of saying destroy is mortality. These are two polarities. These are the two same polarities. If you look in the animal kingdom and then you go into the human race and look at the most animalistic primal human beings, they have the highest fertility mortality rates. In low socioeconomic areas and countries, they're fucked like rabbits, they breed and then they die early. They have a high fertility, high mortality rate. In societies and countries and cultures where they're more developed and evolved, more angelic in nature, they fuck less, have less kids, and the kids live longer. The fertility and mortality rates in any area of life is very interesting. You want to look it up? It'll shed some light on some things you might not have known. In finances, the individuals who are living from the animal mind, they get money, fertility, and then they blow it really quick, mortality. Fertility, mortality, and they have 1 week turnarounds. If you have a job where you get some kind of income and you get the income and then you blow it all, you blow all of it, then you're living like a fucking animal. You're interested in survival, not thrival. You're not using foresight. You haven't transited time and space yet. You haven't got a vision long enough to realize that you need to put a little bit away and invest it so that you can have the freedom to go and do what you want in the future. In relationships and intimate partnerships, there's a fertility and mortality rate. The lowest evolved individuals, the people who are living by their animal mind, are getting together, breaking up, getting together, breaking up. In business, jobs, vocation, career, the lowest individuals, the least evolved, are getting a new job, getting fired, getting a new job, hating it, getting a new job, quitting. If they become slightly entrepreneurial, they'll start a business, quit. Start a business, quit. Start a business, face some challenges, quit. In their wisdom and perceptions. Oh my God, this thing is so good. Oh my God, this thing is so bad. Really good, really bad. Really up, really down. Really infatuated, really resentful. The singularity is light. The duality is matter. light and matter. When we get two photons of light, smash them together, they split and they create matter, antimatter. Electron, positron, photon. Photons is timeless, spaceless, massless, chargeless. These fuckers have a charge. These are the two polarities that make up the universe. If you live down here and you never ever evolve and you're running the same illusions, chasing the same positivities, running from the same negativities, you'll live like an animal. In physics, they call charged particles like electrons and positrons ions. Ions are charged particles. When they get passed laterally, it's called passing the ion or passion. Passion is animalistic. If you want to live like an animal, being stuck in a rut, go and do passion. Go and be passionate. Now, a lot of people misuse the word. They actually mean inspiration. But nonetheless, passion is lateral movement. You want to kind of avoid that because you'll be building and destroying, doing the same bullshit for the rest of your days. You'll have a high fertility and mortality rate. To move up in the scale requires ambition, ambi meaning two, ion meaning charged particles, embracing both charged particles on the way toward enlightenment. But it means having a vision bigger than you. If you're running around in circles doing the same shit day in and day out, you won't escape that until you have a vision that you can look down on it. If this was a roller coaster track, it'd be real fun. It'd be really fun to do. It's fun to do a passion for a short period of time, and then you get fucking sick, like, oh my god, I want to get off this ride. As you start to pull out of your animal ways and you have a vision that's bigger than you, that transcends both polarities, you can approach enlightenment where you just look at the oscillations and you become the neutral observer. When you're here, you're not moving. You're fixed. You're centered. You're grounded. You're balanced. You're not oscillating. You're observing the oscillations. And when you're here and you can observe the oscillations in other animals, you can master your life. You can have clarity. You can have leadership, and you can command the direction of others. Now, in actuality, this diagram isn't complete because as you move out of the animalistic oscillations of one particular illusion and you transcend it, you get another illusion. When you achieve this level of conscious evolution, this here activity is no longer a judgment for you. It's no longer illusion. You've transcended that, but you will have a new set of illusions. And when you transcend this particular illusion, you go to the next one. These jumps are called quantum leaps in consciousness. Someone who's mastering their life will be continually leaping. Someone who's stuck in a rut will not leap. They will not go to the next level because they'll think that this is life. Passion is life. Going around and around in circles like an animal is life. These here two lines that I've just drawn in represent the spheres of your conscious awareness and influence. If this is you, you can't master yourself unless you have a vision bigger than yourself. If this represents your family, you can't master your family. You can't look after your family unless you have an awareness and an influence that's greater than your family. These spheres of awareness and influence go on for infinity. They go on until the fucking edge of the universe. But the concept's universal. You can't master anything. You can't control anything when you're in the oscillations, when you're in judgment yourself. You have to transcend it and master it from above. You can't change your country. You won't change your country unless you have a vision and an awareness and an influence on a global scale. You're not going to change the world unless you have an astronomical vision. Fuck, went off on a little bit of a tangent this morning. I wasn't meant to go this deep for a stuck in a rut lesson, but while I'm here, may as well fucking address it. How do you do quantum leaps? The only way that you're ever going to move up the scale in quantum leaps and move toward the light is when you're following your soul guided purpose. That's the only way you're going to do it. This means getting to know yourself. Really getting to know yourself at a soul level. Understanding what makes you tick. There's an ancient proverb, know yourself, be yourself, love yourself. When you don't know yourself, when you don't know what makes you tick, you just will follow tradition. You'll follow the other people who do know themselves and who are projecting their values onto you. Because these concentric rings of consciousness are also called axiospheres. It comes from the word axiology, which is a study of values and worth. When you're in one, and you're running around like an animal stuck in a rut, building and destroying fertility and mortality, and you haven't yet seen the light, you will tend to inject the values of your axiosphere. If your particular axiosphere is the level of your family, and you don't have any influence or awareness beyond your family, you will inject the values of what your mum and dad want you to do. If your axiosphere is celebrities or people online and social media accounts who appear to have a really phenomenal lifestyle, you'll inject that values thinking that you want that, thinking that you should have that. The predominant axiospheres in today's age is fame, fortune, and good looks. And so if you don't have that stuff, many people inject it and think that they should have it, or think that they really, really want it, and they think that it's going to make their life happier or better or more positive. It's an illusion. Whenever you catch yourself using imperative languages like I should be doing this or I shouldn't be doing that, that's not your soul speaking. That's not you. That's your axiosphere speaking. When you connect with your soul, when you connect with the real you and you get ground, you get present, you get grateful, your soul speaks in terms of love. I would love to do this. So in summary, if you're stuck in a rut, go and find out what you'd love to do. And go and disobey all the injected values, expectations, and traditions from your perceived authorities.